What if I told you that one simple question could quietly destroy the respect someone has for you without you ever realizing it? Most people believe respect is lost through big mistakes. We think people stop respecting us after we fail, embarrass ourselves, or say something offensive. But psychology tells a very different story. Sometimes respect begins to disappear because of the questions we ask every day. Questions that seem completely normal, yet secretly reveal insecurity, neediness, or self-doubt. And once people sense those emotions, the way they treat you slowly changes. Have you ever walked away from a conversation wondering why someone suddenly seemed less interested in talking to you? Maybe they became colder. Maybe they stopped replying to your messages. Maybe they simply didn't take your opinion as seriously anymore. The strange part is that most of us blame our appearance, our personality, or even bad luck. But very few people ever think about the questions they ask. Social psychologists have spent decades studying first impressions and human communication. One fascinating discovery keeps appearing again and again. People don't judge us only by our answers. They also judge us by our questions. Every question sends a hidden signal. Some questions communicate confidence, curiosity, and emotional intelligence. Others quietly communicate insecurity, dependence, or a need for approval. And people notice those signals much faster than we imagine. Imagine meeting someone for the first time. Within just a few minutes, they already begin building a picture of who you are. Not because of your clothes, not because of your job, but because every question you ask becomes another clue about your confidence. Today, you'll discover 7 questions that often reduce respect without people realizing it. And once you understand the psychology behind them, you'll never look at conversations the same way again. Let's begin with the first question. Question number 1. Do you think I'm good enough? Most people never ask it this directly. Instead, they say things like, was I okay? Be honest. What did you think of me? Or, do you think I did a good job? At first, these questions sound harmless. But when you constantly ask for reassurance, people stop seeing confidence. They start seeing uncertainty. Psychologists call this approval-seeking behavior. The more someone depends on other people's validation, the less independent they appear. Confident people appreciate feedback. They don't depend on it to feel valuable. Now, question number 2. Why don't you ever text me first? Imagine a friend who asks this every week. At first, you might feel guilty, but after a while, it begins to feel like pressure instead of friendship. Healthy relationships grow naturally. They aren't built by demanding attention. Instead of asking why someone isn't reaching out, notice their actions. People make time for what truly matters to them. Accepting that reality earns far more respect than chasing explanations. Now, question number 3. How much money do you make? Unless you're talking to a close friend or discussing finances for a specific reason, this question often creates instant discomfort. Why? Because respect grows through trust, not curiosity without boundaries. Social psychologists have found that people feel safer around those who respect personal space, emotional space, and even financial privacy. The most respected people don't rush into personal topics. They allow trust to develop first. The lesson is simple. Every question should make the other person feel comfortable, not cornered. Because when people feel safe around you, respect naturally follows. But the next 3 questions are even more damaging, and most people ask them without thinking. Now let's continue with question number 4. Can you do this for me? There's nothing wrong with asking for help. The problem is asking too soon. Imagine meeting someone for the first time, and within minutes you're already asking for a favor. What message does that send? Instead of building trust first, you're asking them to invest in someone they barely know. Psychologists call this the principle of reciprocity. People naturally enjoy helping those they've already formed a connection with. That's why the most respected people build relationships before making requests. Connection comes first. Favors come later. Now, question number 5. Why don't you like me? This question gives away something powerful: your emotional control. When your happiness depends on another person's opinion, you hand them influence over your confidence. Instead of asking why someone doesn't like you, ask yourself a better question. Did I treat them with respect? If the answer is yes, you've already done your part. Not everyone is supposed to like you, and that's completely normal. Finally, question number 6. Am I bothering you? Think about the strongest, most confident person you know. How often do they ask this? Probably never. Because confidence doesn't constantly seek reassurance. It pays attention to actions instead of words. If someone keeps looking at their phone, gives short answers, or seems distracted, you don't need to ask if you're bothering them. Their behavior has already answered the question. Emotionally intelligent. People notice signals without forcing people to say uncomfortable things. Sometimes silence tells you everything you need to know, and people quietly respect those who understand that. Now there's one final question that may be the most damaging of all, because it can shape the direction of your entire life. Now the final question: what should I do with my life? At first, this sounds like a smart question. After all, asking for advice isn't a bad thing. But there's a big difference between seeking guidance and expecting someone else to make your decisions. People who earn lasting respect don't wait for others to choose their path. They listen, they learn, then they take responsibility for their own choices, even if those choices aren't perfect. Because confidence isn't about always making the right decision. It's about trusting yourself enough to make one. So before you ask your next question, pause for just 2 seconds. Ask yourself, am I asking because I'm genuinely curious, or because I'm looking for approval? That single moment of self-awareness can completely change the way people see you. Questions driven by curiosity create deeper conversations. Questions driven by insecurity slowly reduce respect. The truth is, respect isn't something you demand. It isn't something you chase, and it certainly isn't something you can force. It's something people naturally give to those who value themselves first. The next time you walk into a conversation, don't focus on asking more questions. Focus on asking better ones, because every question tells a story. Before people remember your name, before they remember your job, before they remember anything else, they remember how you made them feel. And the quality of your questions quietly shapes that feeling. So choose them wisely. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more psychology and human behavior insights designed to help you communicate with confidence and earn genuine respect. Remember, the most respected people aren't the ones who talk the most. They're the ones who know exactly what and what not to ask.